Welcome to the Reiche School Information Parent Night tonight. So back to who we are at Reiche School. As I said, we have 3 lead teachers, and I mentioned before that we also do other teaching duties. And Renee and myself are both Title I teachers, and that means we work with students who are struggling in reading and writing and math. And Lori Babinski is our literacy coach, as well as a Title I teacher. And as a literacy coach, she works with teachers to support their teaching of reading and writing. We have, for those of you who are familiar with Reiche School, we have our amazing secretaries, Andrea Jellison and Karen Malia, that you talk to often. We are very fortunate to have them as the face of Reiche School. At this point, we're going to also turn to one of the more important members of Reiche School, Nurse Tina. So Nurse Tina, you're on.
Great, thank you. Hi, everybody. I am going to talk about the health screening that we're doing every morning. We have been referring to it as a health screening app, and it is not actually an app. It's a health screening text that is sent through School Messenger that you should receive every morning. There's a picture of it here on the screen. It's sent out at 6 a.m. With your child's name on it. And if you click on that, you will get one question to answer. Can you show the next slide? Oh, this is, can you go to the next slide? That's the email. This is the question you will get on your morning text. And you only have to answer one question to send into school, which is, have you completed the screening checklist? And are all the answers no, which means, does your child not have any symptoms? So we recognize that is worded in a confusing way. And we hope to maybe change that in the future so it is easier, but for now, that is the question. So the question is, have you checked your symptoms? And if everything's no, you answer yes. And that's the only thing you have to click to send back to the school so that we know you have checked your child for symptoms. If you're not sure what the symptoms are, can you go back a slide, Ted? You can click on that where it's highlighted in purple, the daily symptom checklist. And then that will show you, now you can go to the next slide, that gives you the list of symptoms. And you just check through those. You don't have to actually answer it on the screen. They're just for you to check through yourself to know if your child has any of those symptoms. The other questions are if they have traveled out of state in the past 2 weeks, or if there's anyone at home that is sick with COVID-19. If all of the questions, if the answers to all of those are no, you answer that one question for school, which is yes, my child is ready for school, and send them to school. When you get to this page for the checklist, you can scroll through for multiple languages. But the question is only, right now, is only in English. You do have to be signed up for School Messenger to get this. And I will, maybe at the end, I'll put in the question and answer how to sign up for School Messenger so that you can get this every morning, because that is how the school will know that your child's been screened and is ready for school. And I would just add here too, it's very important that the school has your most up-to-date contact information. If you have a new phone or email, please make sure the school has that so that you can get this text, and also so that, you know, we can reach you for anything that happens at school, especially if your child is sick at school. We do need to be able to reach you. So I think that's it on the screening tool.
Thank you. I have a question for you, Tina.
Sure.
If you did not do the screen because you're busy or you forgot to do it, what will happen?
Well, we are checking kids at school, and so I am screening and have some other people that are helping screen students, and we will do some follow-up calls starting next week to remind people to do them. And one other point I would add, if you could do it by 8 o'clock, that would be good, because we print this list, a few minutes after 8. So if you haven't done it by then, it's not on our list, so we won't know that you've checked your child. Thanks.
Thank you, Tina. And then you met the lead teachers, you met Tina and the office staff, and Renee is going to introduce the rest of Reiche staff.
Welcome, everyone. We're happy you're here. The next 3 slides will be slides of our partners at our preschools. So this is Mr. Kabla and Etta, and they are pre-K teachers at Youth and Family Outreach. This is our pre-K teacher at Catherine Morrill, Carly Finley. These are our pre-K teachers at St. Elizabeth, Cara Rousseau and Melinda Jelson. This is our amazing kindergarten team. We have 3 kindergarten classrooms this year: Miss McCallum, Miss R.H., Miss Ryan Humphrey, and Mrs. Wu. This is our equally amazing first grade team. Also 3 teachers this year: Miss McDonough, Mr. Derrig, and Miss Feenstra. This is our amazing second grade team: Miss D. Rice, Mrs. Becker, and Mrs. Liebling has moved up from first grade, and now she is teaching second grade. This is our third grade team. We have 2 teachers this year: Mr. Briley and Mrs. Fox. This is our fourth grade team. We have 3 teachers this year: Miss Goddard in her second year, Miss Gallant in her first year at Reiche, and Mr. Marangi. This is our 5th grade team. Mr. Brewster, you might know from kindergarten. He has moved up to 5th grade this year. And Miss Viola is also new. She's worked in the district, and we're lucky enough to have her here at Reiche. And Miss Murray, who is a veteran teacher at Reiche School. Our special ed team. There are 3 special educators at school, resource room teachers, primarily Jessie Muldoon, Holly Brown, and Holly McLaughlin. Holly McLaughlin, however, is about ready to have a baby, and her long-term substitute this year is Nikki Martin. We also are lucky enough to have Ashley S. Miller, who's an occupational therapist, and pictured here, Andrea Stamey, who is our speech and language therapist. This is our ELL team. We are so excited this year that we're able to offer 4-day programming for some of our students. Lori will talk about that in a little bit. And here is our team. Grade 3 ELL is Laura Graves. Grade 1 ELL is Ina Demers. Grade 2 ELL is Emily Harriman. Grade 4 ELL is Roberta D'Souza. And kindergarten ELL is Nancy Hess. We've also hired a 5th grade ELL teacher who will join us on October 1st. This is some of our support staff. As you know, just by their name, they do so much of the heavy lifting at the school. This is Annetta Weatherhead and Esther Burke and Yanni Kirchhoff. Our 2 coaches, you met Lori earlier today, or you're about ready to meet her, and Sarah Martin is our math coach. Some of our essentialists, people who teach art, music, and gym this year, are Allison Chiamsky in music, Allison Villani in art, Todd Wing in PE, and then Nance Parker, who is working teaching an extra session of art and an extra session of music this year, and we're grateful for that. Our counseling team and our Chapter 104 team are Ann Baltrin, who's our school counselor, Melissa Bork, who's a new hire, wonderful teacher, Chapter 104, and Michelle Turner, our social worker.
And Renee, the slide for the special ed text didn't come. Can you introduce them? That's the one that's not working.
Absolutely. We have 5 wonderful special educators, special ed techs. They are Christine Keeney, Kelly Johnson, Lisa Scott, and 2 new special educator ed techs, which are Josette Hazamana and Tristan Rolfe. Our custodial staff, who's done an awful lot of heavy lifting this year as we prepared the school during this pandemic. Scott Stewart is our lead. Linda Taylor is one of the people on his team.
Thank you very much, Renee. At this point, we have, at Important Schools, we have some wonderful, wonderful partnerships and extended day opportunities. And we have some of them here who are going to be speaking with us. So, Karen, would you like to talk first?
Absolutely. So I'm Karen Seymour, and I am with Portland Recreation, and we offer a before school and after school recreation program right in Reiche School that will take place on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So if you're the Monday, Thursday cohort or the Tuesday, Friday cohort, but you can sign up for one day or both days. And on Wednesdays, when there is no school per se, we will be offering at Reiche also a full day program that goes from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. So the before school program goes from 7 a.m. until school starts, and then the after school program when school ends right up until 5:30. We offer a lot of fun, active activities, free play outside as much as humanly possible, board games, card games, you name it, playing in the gym. We try to keep the kids moving. And we also offer afternoon snack. We do know that the kids come to us with their lunch from school. So first they'll have that, and then they will have their afternoon snack provided by Portland Public Schools. And on Wednesday, breakfast, lunch, and super snack will also be offered. This, while it's in the school, is not school staff. We are recreation staff, and we have our own check-in procedure with regards to COVID-19. We have lots of openings available during the week and on the Wednesday, and we strongly encourage you to give us a call if you want to have some of your questions answered, or if you want to sign your child up. They were out on the playground just the other day having a bunch of fun playing on the playground equipment and playing with Beyblades and just being kids. And they've certainly missed each other, and we can definitely facilitate that in the most safe manner possible. We have our own COVID protocol we follow, which is closely in alignment with the school department, and we are going to keep your children as safe as we possibly can, just like the school staff. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing, Karen. And now Trina. Thank you, Trina.
Hello, everyone. I had to find my mute button. My name is Trina Dorn. I am with LearningWorks after school and summer programs. And we are currently offering an online program for students for 2 hours a day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. For now, we are doing 5 days, so we can learn more about the best schedule for students based on the cohort you're in, whether you're in person or remote. The program is by invitation, and what that means is we are working with the schools to identify students who are eligible based on how they're doing in math and literacy with language acquisition. So our goal is academic improvement and enrichment. So it is not a fully open enrollment. but you can certainly reach out and ask for more information and to ask if your child is eligible for the program. We did start on Monday, so 3 days ago, but our enrollment period is really open. It's rolling, meaning we will be accepting students for many more weeks to come as we learn what the best schedule is for them. And until we fill, and our enrollment cap is 30 students, although with us being remote and online, we may be able to adjust those numbers and add more students. So if you want to know more and you want to know if your child is eligible and if the program would be a good fit for them, you can speak with your child's teacher. You can reach out directly to me. If you're familiar with LearningWorks, you will know that Tony Newsom was the site coordinator for many years. She has retired and we have a new site coordinator. His name is Matt Tansey. So you may be hearing his name if you are reaching out for information. He may be the person that contacts you. So what does it look like right now for us? We are online for 2 hours a day. Our goal, like I said, is to support students' academics. So we are offering time for homework help. We're checking in with kids on how things are going in school, finding out what they need. We're trying to help with all of those things that are challenging for all of us right now. The technology, we will assist with that. And just getting kids ready to learn. So for example, this week, our staff are doing movement activities, breathing exercises with kids, talking about taking care of yourself when you're spending a lot of time online, taking screen breaks, getting good sleep, not watching TV right before bed. So we're doing a lot of things to support health and wellness and getting kids ready to learn. As you know, we always do hands-on engineering work with kids. That will start in October, but right now we're just getting kids ready and helping them with any homework or anything school-based right now to get them closer to grade level.
Thank you very much, Trina. And now I'm going to introduce Colby.
Hello, my name is Colby Senior, and I'm the coordinator of the LearningWorks AmeriCorps program here at Reiche. Our AmeriCorps members support classroom teachers during the school day, as well as tutoring students one-on-one or in small groups, both virtually on Wednesdays and during the school day in person. We have 5 AmeriCorps members this year that your students will be seeing around school. 1 in each of the kindergarten classrooms, and then 2 others who will work primarily with older students. So feel free to reach out to me with questions about the AmeriCorps members or the program, or about becoming an AmeriCorps member yourself. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Colby. And finally, I'm going to talk about an opportunity for 3rd through 5th grade students. For students who are during their off day, the A or B day, Portland Stage has a program, a full day program for 3rd through 5th grade students that is prioritized for Reiche students. So parents out there who have 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders at Reiche and are interested in learning more about the Portland Stage full day programming, please contact the office. Thank you very much. And now I'm going to transfer to Lori, and she is going to talk about the school day.
So good evening, everyone. It's good to have you here this evening. I'm going to be explaining what it means for your son or daughter if they're in the hybrid model, and kind of taking you through a school week. So there are 3 options for the hybrid model. So your son or daughter is either in the A cohort group. Those students are in Reiche Monday and Thursday, 8:45 to 1:30, and they're remote Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. The B cohort is at Reiche on Tuesday and Friday from 8:45 to 1:30, and then they're remote or online Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then as Renee said earlier, we're really, really lucky this year to be able to offer 4-day programming for students also. Those students are at school Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and just online remote on Wednesday. One question that we've had from parents is, how do students know what they do on their remote days or their alternate days? And so as the day comes to a close, the teacher explains what they do during their remote days. And every remote day, they'll have a morning message that reviews what the work of that day is. So it really is allowing them to have 5 days of school. And then we serve breakfast and snack, but bag lunches are sent home every day when students leave at 1:30.
And Lori, I'm just noticing that there might be an error on the slide for the B day. Can you just clarify what B days look like?
So if you are in the B group, then you're at Reiche School Tuesday and Friday, 8:45 to 1:30. And you're online Monday, I see the mistake. You're online Monday, okay, let me think. Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Thank you, Mr. Hummel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually, thank you. Thank you very much for Emily Liebling texting me. So thank you, Emily.
Yeah, thank you, Emily. We've looked at these slides so often, but thank you, Emily. Okay, the next slide. So this is just an example of what it would look like. It could look like for a second grader who is in the A cohort. So you can see that Monday and Wednesday are similar days. They arrive at school at 7:45. They enjoy their breakfast. They have a morning meeting, and then they have an hour. They spend an hour doing math, and they spend an hour and a half doing in-person literacy. They always have an essential or a special, so art, music, or gym. And then they have their daily wrap up where the teacher is explaining what they do on their remote days. Then on Tuesday and Friday, they'll receive a morning message, and then they'll have work to do. Again, it's 60 minutes of math, and it's an hour of reading and writing, and then an extra 30 minutes of independent reading. And then on Wednesday is a little bit different. Wednesday, there is always a morning meeting, and we have another slide that will show you the times, but students will know the work they're doing that day independently, but they also may be invited to a small group to work with the teacher, or the teacher may take time that day to reach out to parents and talk to parents. So it gives them flexibility in the morning to meet with kids as they need to. And then the afternoon is time for teachers to plan and prep for the following day. So this, I know that the remote days, that has been the question that we have received a lot. What does a remote day look like? And so your son or daughter will have a morning message in the morning. And the morning message is basically telling them the assignments they need to complete for the day. That remote day is 8:45 to 1:30, just like the other days. And so we're asking students to complete their assignment by 1:30. So if students have a computer and they have internet that works, they're completing their assignment on the Seesaw platform or in Google Classroom. And we know that not all students have computers yet. That is something that they will be delivered this fall. So if they don't have a computer, teachers are sending home paper packets with works for students to do. And then teachers have between 1:30 and 3:10 to respond back to the student work. So if your son or daughter did work on the computer, the teacher will give them feedback. If they did a packet, you can expect a phone call or a text, just checking in to see, do you know what you're completing today? How's it going? What book did you read? So a check-in from the teacher also during that time. And then students return the paper packet the following day.
Thank you very much, Lori.
And then there's one more slide.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So this is a Wednesdays, and this will lead into what Mrs. Martin's going to talk about. So one thing that we are trying to do is be consistent across the school so parents know what to expect. So on Wednesday, there's a morning meeting that is live where the students meet with their classroom teacher and with other students. If your children are in pre-K to grade 2, that morning meeting is 8:45 to 9:15. If they're in grades 3 to 5, that morning meeting is 9:15 to 9:45. And then, like I just mentioned, there's flexibility the rest of the morning with doing independent work, being in a small group, and teachers connecting with families. And all those meetings are done through Google Meets. So your son or daughter would get an invite for a Google Meet meeting.
Thank you, Lori. And now Sarah Martin is going to talk about our 2 computer platforms.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm going to share my screen.
I might need to unshare, Sarah, so you can share. Let me do that real quick.
I think I'm all set. Okay. You don't, I have a feeling though, you don't see this Seesaw home learning code page, right? That you can see it?
That's what we see, Sarah.
Perfect. Okay. Thought it was just going to show the internet. Perfect. All right. So I am going to talk about our 2 platforms that our students are going to be using when they're home.
Sarah, we lost the page now, though.
Oh, yes.
Oh, sorry.
You're right where you need to be. So the first, for our pre-K to 3rd graders, students, they're going to be using Seesaw, and I'm going to show you a little bit about that. And for our 4th and 5th grade students, they will use Google Classroom to get their assignments and submit their assignments to their teachers. Some 4th and 5th graders will also use Seesaw for different activities, so it's open to them as well. So let's talk about Seesaw first, and where you can get this information from. So this is the Portland Schools website, and on this site right here where it says school reopening, it's a moving, there must be a fancy name for this, like this banner here, and you're going to want to find the school reopening one. If you go to that site, you will see it's reopening resources. And if you need help with any of the online materials or language or things like that, you go to this contact help tab. This is where they have translation help. And then these links for other resources. So the videos that are available right now are video resources and guidance. This is your hotspot and Google Classroom instructions as well. And here are some videos to help you. So a couple of weeks ago, we did a parent university where we talked about Google Classroom and Seesaw. So this is a video that you can watch because it goes in more depth. Tonight's presentation will be pretty short. So this is a video to watch again for help on those. Internet hotspots. There's another Google Classroom video. It looks like these are available in these languages. If you click that, the other ones are coming, or at least this one. This is the how to log into Seesaw. This is a video where you will hear me explaining what I'm about to show you tonight. And in some time, it'll be translated into the different languages. So I just wanted to show you where you can find these things after this evening. Okay. And then we could probably link it once we, I think also in time, we can link some of these videos right to the Reiche webpage as well. Just can't promise that just yet. Everything takes a little bit of time. Okay, so here we go. How to log into Seesaw. And I'm gonna Present. Assume those are on. Yes, okay. So for pre-K to third grade, again, your child's teacher will be sending home a piece of paper that looks just like this. It has the child's name, the student's name, and their home learning code. And it's a 12-letter or a 16-letter code that they can type in, or it's a QR code, which, do you see me as well? Can you see me? Yeah, so I have it right here, and you just hold this square, this black and white image right up to your computer where when it prompts you to, and it opens right to this child's Seesaw account. It's really quite simple. So before you do that, you need to go into Google and search for Seesaw, and you click on that website. And then you click log in. Let me hide myself here. You click log in to get started. And then that's where you will be prompted for either to type in that code, or you click scan code, hold up this sheet right to the camera on your device, and automatically you'll get into Seesaw. Then your student will type, I'm a student, and, or sorry, that was out of order. First, they're gonna log in and they're gonna see I'm a student, and then they'll get to this and sign in. I got mixed up there. Okay, so once they've logged in, this is their opening page. They'll see their teacher's name in the top. They'll see their name in the top right. They'll see their name in the top left, their activities. But the first place we want our students to go to is the inbox. That is where there is a message waiting for them from their teacher. And it's to greet them and set them up for their day at home for home learning. So the teacher will tell them about the assignments they have, or just, you know, today's date and what they're expected to do for the day. And then they can click on activities, and they'll see the work that's been assigned to them. This is where they can find, this is where they'll find their math work, their reading. They might find their music assignments or gym assignments or anything from other teachers that are part of their daily education will be there too. And I'm sorry, this is very strange. Everything is backwards. So when you click on the inbox and you see the message, like I said, it might be the teacher's picture, or it might be a video talking about the day. And that is to help them set up, so then they can go to their activities and do their work there. And if you need any help with any of these steps, you are free to ask your child's teacher or the point person, and we're here to help you. All right, so that was a little bit about Seesaw. For Google Classroom, we are, like I said, that is for students in fourth and, oh, sorry, let me say one other thing about Seesaw. For lack of time tonight, I'm not going to go through how to complete the work in Seesaw, but as I said, that video is on the web, and your child's teacher is going to be practicing that with your children during the school day when they're here with us. And then a lot of kids did this last spring also. So many children are already very familiar with Seesaw anyway. So now to Google Classroom. This is a website that we will post on Reiche, and it will also be posted on that reopening resources page. And it's the Parent's Guide to Google Classroom. And it was created by a teacher, Michael Kennedy, here in Portland, a Portland school teacher. And it has lots and lots of good information here. And I'm not going to show you every slide. So if I flip through a slide quickly, don't worry. I'm just fast forwarding certain things. When this is live on the website, you can see it and read it in Spanish or Arabic as well. So what is Google Classroom? It's kind of like that big binder. It's like where all their work is stored, where all the information that the child needs for their school, for their day at home, and messages from their teachers and assignments are all going to be in Google Classroom. Your student will have their student ID number, and they're at portlandschools.org. That's how they log into their device. So once they're logged into their device, it will, through Google, then they would click on, that's where I wanted to click through here, because they're getting in, they've identified themselves through their email. And then you see this little, we call this a waffle. When they click on the waffle, they will get, and here it is up here, they will then click on, I'm skipping that, here we go. They'll click on Classroom. So once they're logged in on their device and they open up Google, they'll get this little waffle up at the top by their picture or by their initial, and then they click on Classroom. From there, they will see their teacher's classroom. Their teacher will have them invited already, and they might need a code that they'll be receiving in school to then get into the classroom, and then they won't need that code again. Once they're in, they're all set. On the actual Google Classroom, there's lots of different things to look at and to pay attention to. There at the top, the stream is what they open to. It's kind of like Facebook setup, and that's just where announcements live, or maybe the invite for their Google Meet would be there, but it's not really where they would find their schoolwork. In order to find their schoolwork, they would click on Classwork, which is up here. And that brings them to the Classwork page, and that's where they can see their assignments. There's a lot of other features. I know this is hard to see, it's so tiny. Like you can click on the lots of different things and it'll pull up, let's see what I want to say. All the topics, and then they can see all the work that they have to do, their daily lessons. There's lots of different ways kids can organize it. So at school, kids will practice this with their teachers, and then at home, when the teachers meet with them, if kids have questions, like during their Wednesday meetings, they can ask them, you know, the teachers can review some of these things with the students during those live Google Meets. And anywhere you have Google, as long as they're signed in to their Google account, they can get to their Google Classroom. And I think that was that. It's mostly about making sure that when they're signed into their own device. I know if you're sharing a device for both Seesaw or for Google Classroom, your child needs to make sure they sign out before their sibling can sign in. Otherwise their code won't work, or it won't take them into their own account. And that's all I have for that.
Thank you very much, Sarah. I appreciate your taking us through the platforms. I know they are confusing the first time through, so surprisingly, kids do very well with that. But ask your teachers for help if they need help. If you need your codes, make sure you ask your teachers for your sign-in codes, and all the kids should have that. I'm going to take over the screen again and go back into my presenting, and let me go into this one and go back to here. You should see the library and the giraffe in a second. There it is, library and giraffe. One other thing that we wanted to talk about the school day was change this year, being in the AB with a 4-day group. Specials are different this year, and specials are defined as music, gym, and art. In a typical school year, a student will have gym 1 day a week, art 1 day a week, and music 1 day a week, each of a 45-minute session throughout the course of the whole year. But with the shortened day and the shortened time in school, the school district has decided to change it a little bit. It is going to be that we're going to base it on a trimester schedule. So your child will have either gym, art, or music for the entire trimester, but they will have it twice a week. So if you are I believe kindergarten has art this year, I think that's right, to start. If you're a kindergarten student with a kindergarten student, you'll have art twice a week through the first trimester, which ends somewhere in late November. And then they may have gym for the next trimester, and the following trimester, they'll finish off the year with music twice a week. You just also know that on Seesaw and Google Classroom, they will have, that's how you'll access it. In case we do need to go fully remote for closure, you'll be able to access those specials through the classroom sites. And also understand that there's also going to be additional music, art, and PE enrichment activities and lessons through the Reiche homepage. So if you are looking for other things for your children to do, you can definitely use that and do that. If you are a parent whose child's in remote academy, their schedule is more along the lines of a typical school year, whereas they'll have music, art, and PE each week as normal, 3 times a week as normal. And we are going to now go into, I'm going to reintroduce Renee, and she's going to talk about our PBIS plan at Reiche School.
Hello, everyone. I hope your children have told you that we have school-wide expectations at Reiche. We are in our 3rd year, and they are these: be respectful, be responsible, and be ready to learn. I wanted to show you some of the work that the team has done this year, because procedures are really different at Reiche School this year. We all wear masks, we all social distance, and we all wash our hands a lot. So our team put together new procedures of how to do it. Thank you, Ted. I want to show you one for remote learning. So you'll see on this lesson plan, I won't go into wild detail, but you'll see respectful, responsible, and ready to learn. And we thought about what were the components of kids being successful when they were home, when they were learning in front of their laptop, because we just had all of those experiences in the spring. So you'll see one of the expectations, for example, is under ready to learn is find a quiet place to focus. Turn other technology off, participate. So when you're on a screen with your teacher and your peers, look at the speaker, ask and answer questions, and then use the chat box only when your teacher tells you to. So thank you, Ted, for that. So our teachers right now, because today is really the 2nd day of day 1, right, for our students. It's the second, or it is the second one for the A cohort, are teaching our students this different way of doing school in the middle of a pandemic. I wanted to show you a video with thanks to a big group of children and parents. Special shout out to Emily Figdor, actually, who got me a bunch of child actors, and so many teachers helped us with this. So this video goes along with those lessons. We've been showing it to all the classrooms because we know that pictures teach kids really better probably than words, particularly kids learning English. So enjoy.
Welcome to Reiche School. I'm Mrs. Babinski, one of the lead teachers here, and we are so excited you're with us this year.
Welcome to Reiche School. My name is Mr. Hummel. I am also one of the lead teachers. We're glad that you're here.
I'm Renee Serio, one of the teacher leaders here at Reiche School. We are so happy to have you join us this year.
Ted, I can't hear it.
I know the volume's not working for some reason. So right here, we'll narrate it for you. So right now, one of our teachers, Shonda Rice, is actually using her daughter, going over the morning the COVID safety check with her daughter. And each morning, the students will be riding the buses as they come in for students who ride the bus. And they'll be asked to walk in, and they will not be sharing seats with anyone except for they happen to be siblings, and they're going to ask to sit all the way near the window. I wonder why the music's not working. We get a little fast going.
Is there just a button that you can?
No, I don't think it is. Let me see. Should be on. Well, we got the silent movie.
You know what? I can play it maybe from my computer.
All right, so I'm going to stop this. And then let's see if I'm going to close this, and I'm going to stop the share and see if Renee, if you can have better luck if you want to try it out.
Thanks, Ted.
Welcome to Reiche School. I'm Mrs. Babinski, one of the lead teachers here, and we are so excited you're with us this year.
Welcome to Reiche School. My name is Mr. Hummel. I am also one of the lead teachers. We're glad that you're here.
I'm Renee Serio, one of the teacher leaders here at Reiche School. We are so happy to have you join us this year.
Before you come to school every day, you and your parent will do a quick health screening. It will ask you if you have a fever or have other symptoms of COVID-19. If you do have symptoms of the virus, please call Miss Andrea in the office and tell her you are going to stay home from school. Then call your doctor. When you board the school bus every morning, you will follow the same rules you always follow. You will walk to the back of the bus and fill in the seats from back to front. Remember to give at least 3 feet of distance between yourself and others at all times. There is just one person per seat on the bus. Please plan to move over and sit near the window. Finally, you will wear your mask at all times on the bus. When you get off the bus and you are at Reiche School, collect your things and remember, again, to give 3 feet of space between yourself and others. Social distancing does not mean that you can't greet your friends and teachers at school. There are many safe ways to do this. Look at how Miss Weatherhead and Mrs. Turner do it. Air hugs are safe and fun to do. When you get to school, don't forget to wave or say goodbye to your mom and dad. Then line up on the blue lines to enter the school. You will walk through the brickwork and enter through the door near Mr. Briley's room. Remember Reiche's 3 R's: be respectful, be responsible, and be ready to learn. Each day, all grade 1 through grade 5 students will be greeted by Nurse Tina and Miss Bobinski. This is a health and safety check. Then follow the arrows to your classroom. We wear masks at all times at Reiche School in order to keep ourselves and others around us healthy. Wear your mask so that it covers your nose and mouth. Do not touch other people's masks. Your teachers will teach you how to remove your mask when you are eating snacks. You will notice that Mr. Hummel is showing these students how to move safely around the building. We have made this stairwell the one that we use to go upstairs. When you are upstairs, you will follow the arrows to move counterclockwise around the building. Remember to walk in the hallways and make sure there are at least 3 feet between you and the other students. Now Mr. Hummel is showing these students that they will use this stairwell to go downstairs only. You will notice again that students still remain 3 feet apart, even on the stairs. There will be opportunities to get outside with your classmates every day. We follow the same Reiche playground rules that we follow inside. Be respectful, keep your mask on, and remain at least 3 feet away from all other students. And don't forget to run around and have fun too. When you enter the building, after an outside break, you will need to create a safe line, just as Mr. Hummel and the students do here. After you've been outside, remember to sanitize your hands. There are many sanitizing units around the building to help you with this. There are sanitizing units outside of the bathrooms as well. When you use the bathroom, remember these Reiche respect rules. Keep masks on at all times and social distance. Go, flush, wash, and leave. Wash your hands with soap for at least 20 seconds. And use only 1 paper towel and place it in the trash can after usage. Each student at Reiche will have a water bottle. Please use the fountain to fill your bottle. We do not drink out of the fountain directly, as that can spread germs. Every day we will have breakfast and snack at school. Your teacher will teach you how to take off your mask so that you can eat snack. You will need to be 6 feet apart from other students when you are eating. Some classes may choose to eat snack outside in one of the outdoor classrooms, like this class is doing. Other classes will choose to have snack inside, like these students are doing with Miss Bobinski. It is 1:25 and nearly time to go home. Your teacher will help you pack your things up for dismissal. Your teacher will give you your grab-and-go lunch to eat once you are dismissed. Listen to the intercom now, and Miss Andrea will announce when it is time for you to go to rec walk home, or ride the bus?
We are so looking forward to a great year together. We have lots of practices and policies in place to keep everyone safe. We know working together, we're going to have a great year.
Excellent. Thank you very much for sharing that, Renee. And too bad it didn't quite go through with the bandwidth to go through at the normal pacing. But one nice thing about walking through the schools, I'll hear that the little guitar jingle, like, oh, the classes are listening to it again. And the feedback we got from the teachers are the kids watch it, they look at it, and they're able to use it as a discussion point to practice our safety protocols at school. So I'm really happy that we were able to put that together. And now I'm gonna go back to taking over the screen because we're actually almost finished. Let me do that again. And we should be right. Oops, wrong one. Should be right here. Perfect. There we go. Excellent. All right. We talked a little bit about the bus. We have two buses at Reiche School, bus 83 and bus 68. As you know, sometimes bus 83 is actually bus 80, and bus 68 is sometimes a different bus, but the drivers are always the same. Sue is the driver for 83, and Jen is the driver for 68, and there is a bus aide on each bus. The bus will arrive between 8 o'clock and 8:20 in the morning, and will drop off between about 1:40, 1:50 in the afternoon. It depends on your pickup and drop-off times. And for Reiche School, the bus is only eligible for students kindergarten through 3rd grade who live a certain distance away from the school, which is basically for Reiche students who live in the Parkside neighborhood over into St. John's Valley. I think it's called St. John Street. And those neighborhoods our buses usually are for. And kindergarten students will always need to have a parent with them at the stop. And something that we're in the planning stage, we're really excited, is some of you know about our walking school bus. Last year, we had just one route through the Parkside neighborhood, and we're hoping this time to get a second route for Congress Street to up into High Street and back to Reiche up Spring Street. So we're hoping to expand our walking school bus, and please look forward to announcements when we get that going. We're hopefully going to get it out by next week. And finally, that kind of concludes our presentation for today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing the screen. And with that, we are going to open it up for the question and answer part of it. So if you have a question, please put it in the Q&A box. And if you want to write your question in Spanish or Portuguese, our translators are here, or Somali or anything, our translators are here that answer those questions, and I will work my way through. One question says, sorry I'm late, I'm warning about laptops for remote learning. Thank you very much. I know that remote learning students they're looking to equip all students with their remote learning laptops. I would recommend that whoever your student is assigned to as the teacher to get direct information from them as for how they'll get their laptops. And I'm looking for other questions. One question said, will kindergarten need to use Google Classroom or just Seesaw? And right now, kindergarten will just be using the Seesaw platform as their main platform. And someone asked, gym is not year round. Unfortunately, it's not this year. And that's because of the shortened schedule. So kids will be getting 2 times a week of gym, but the classroom teachers also understand the need for our kids for their movement. And so they all have built in their schedules times where the kids can move and run around throughout the day. And I'm looking for other questions. I think those are the questions that we have in the Q&A as we speak. If you have other questions.
There's a question in the chat.
Okay.
There was a question about logging off. So in case you share a device. So, all right, correct me if I'm wrong, the devices that kids are getting are the Chromebooks, and then the younger kids are getting tablets. And do we have specific grades on who's doing what?
I don't know specifically who's getting the tablets or the Chromebooks, but the hope is to have developmentally appropriate devices for the students. So the younger students will have tablets.
Okay. So I don't really know much about tablets, but I imagine they have to log in as well, similarly to a Chromebook. So when the child opens up their device, they have to log in. That's where they would use their username and password to get in. And then they would say like, hi, and their first name or just their initial or something, or their ID number. When they're done with their work on the computer and they have to give it to their sibling, there will be a spot where they can log out. And at that spot, they log out. And then when their brother or sister or sibling is going to use the device, they have to sign in. If the sibling did not sign out or log out, that's okay. They're just gonna someone has to click log out so that the other person can go in and use their own number and ID. So every child is assigned their own student ID number. That's how they're gonna be able to get into their device. And once they're in, that's connected to their Google account. So then the computer recognizes that it's that person, their account. So that works directly with Google Classroom. I don't think it matters with Seesaw, except when they're in Seesaw, they have to sign out. It's a different kind of situation. Because the computer remembers who is just on. So if I'm the student, I'm in Seesaw, and I just close it and I give it to my brother, he will go on and type Seesaw, but it will pop up with my account. So there will be a sign out right by their name in the top corner, and they can sign out, and then their brother or sister can sign in.
Thank you, Sarah. And I am in the chat, I am pasting a message from Janelle, the PTO chair, talking about the next PTO meeting, which is Wednesday, September 23rd at 6 o'clock. You're welcome to, every parent is welcome to attend, and you can sign up for newsletters. There is the URL there, so you can copy and paste that, and please sign up, because we really would like to have more families as part of our PTO. And back to the questions. As I work my way down, there's a question about the COVID screening phone messages. And one of it said, we're only getting messages on days that our son is working from home. Are we supposed to get them every day? If we're supposed to get them on days he goes to school, how do we switch to days and how we receive the screening? And thank you for that question. We are working out some of the kinks. And in the way that the Infinite Campus is sorting kids between A days and B days, you're supposed to get the messages only when the student is in a school day, or if you're a 4-day week student. So if you're getting those, we're auditing all of the accounts, and hopefully that will get that sorted away. And if you don't, once again, if you don't get the message, you're not able to do the screening, that's okay, because we can do it when you come to school. Next question is about a plan for a 4-day option. That is a district direction. That's Javier's plan. He was talking about originally of having this to be the start and to expand it to a fuller, have all students in. That's the details we have. Is we don't have any information on that right now, but as things change with COVID and how the school opens and how things change, that will become more, hopefully more clear for everyone. Another question about internet hotspots available. The answer is yes, but we do have a limited amount. We are asking our teachers right now to ask all their students and their families who is in need of a hotspot and or device. And as they become available, we'll be able to get them out to the families as soon as we get them. So for people to understand right now that the Portland Public Schools is trying to have one device for every 2 students in K through 5. And we're hoping that gets even better. But I know some families are sharing a device with 3 or 4 kids, and that's really difficult. We recognize how hard that is for families. And that's why we're also hoping that our classroom teachers will be able to send materials home so they can do work not on the device as we're trying to get everyone up to the proper amount of devices. It goes into Vicki asked a question of what if you don't have a tablet or computer, what should we use? Yeah, I definitely understand the hardship for some families who don't have the technology. So I would recommend if you do have a smartphone, maybe the kids can use that for the Google Meet, the Wednesday meetings for the kids. But beyond that, make sure your teachers know that they do not have a device at home, so the teacher has pencil and paper or physical work for them to do on their off days. And I'm seeing they're on. Another question that was asked is what assistance will there be during remote learning day to assist students so the work from home parents are not struggling with work and teaching the child how to do the assignment? And Lori, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
I would be glad to. So the first thing I would say is that the Wednesday morning time is really a time for teachers to connect with families and help support that. So if you're having trouble getting things done, I would reach out to a teacher to let them know. They've got Wednesday to help with that. Or they've got from 1:30 to 3:15 where they can help you also. So if you can reach out to the teacher or reach out to the school and we'll connect you with the teacher. We're hopeful that because we're hybrid, part in and part out, that it will be easier to help students and teachers can demonstrate in the classroom too. So reach out to the teacher.
Thank you, Lori. And there's a question from Ilma about setting up, is that for the demos, Ilma, but it's not allowing you? Is that the issue? I'm going to type that in.
So that's probably a Grace or a Sarah question, right? If those demo videos aren't working, what can they do?
I didn't hear.
Yeah, the question is, they need a passcode to have any. Thank you, Ilma, for that. We'll look into that to make sure that it's accessible for everyone, so you can the videos. Is that for the Seesaw demos?
We need to slow down our speech.
Okay.
Going too fast. Sorry. Where are you seeing this question?
These are the questions. So the question is trying to get into the demos that you talked about, but they're asking for a passcode. We'll have to research that and see.
On the Portland Public School website? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Grace, do you know anything about that? No, Grace, you're muted.
The videos are on demand, so they can get it anytime. It doesn't require a password. It's open to the public. I believe that they're asking for a passcode for the classroom code of the teacher.
Ilma responded, it's for the check-ins for the health. So it's a Tina question.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
You, Grace.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's okay. So Tina.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure what she's referring to for the.
It looks to me, I think I can do something here. Hold on a second. Let me, participants, attendees. And I think I can ask Ilma, ask her question. Let me see if I can find her. I can allow the talk. Ilma, are you able to ask the question so we can understand it?
Yes, so hi, how are you? Thank you so much for this. But if you go to Mrs. Becker's classroom and you go to like the student sites and says daily check-in, and then on the bottom you say studentdemos.com. When I click there, I downloaded and sign in and everything, but it doesn't allow me to do anything. So the past 2 mornings, I haven't been able to do check-ins because I haven't get any texts or emails. So I didn't know if it's something that I did. I have no idea.
Okay.
And thank you.
Thanks for clarifying that, Ilma. We'll check out Mrs. Becker's website and see what that looks like, and then maybe we'll look in to see what the problem is on the district text from School Messenger.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Well, that is the last of the questions. You know, one of our norms at Reiche School is we like to begin meetings on time and end them on time. We did start a little bit late today, but it looks like we're ending on time. So if anyone has any last questions, now is the time to please type them in. And I want to thank everyone for coming and the attendees for coming and showing your interest in helping us understand. You help us teach you what you need to know. And I also really want to give a huge thank you for our translators who are here today with Betsy for Spanish, Juliana for Portuguese, Josephine for French, Nana for Lingala, Ahmed for Arabic, and Shamsho for Somali. Thank you very much for your time and being here. And thank you, Maureen and Grace, for supporting us through this. And thank you very much. And we are going to conclude the meeting right now. And I hope everyone has a nice evening, and we'll see some of you tomorrow. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Night.